Stanford knocking on the door. Tight formation, Ward in front of Gaffney. They give it to Gaffney.
Have you ever wondered what goes into the creation of even the simplest football play?
And Gaffney is in for the touchdown. Stanford scores first.
A lot goes into creating an offensive play. There's game planning, there's scouting the opposing defense, there's teaching the technique involved with each of the 11 positions on the field at any given time, teaching the adjustments to each different defense that we're going to see, and then the execution of the play, which is probably one of the more difficult parts in that 6-second window that we have to perform on game day.
The process by which coaches prepare for a game is hard to fathom for even the most knowledgeable fans.
If you're looking for a true number, I'm not sure I could give it to you, but I know this. Going into the Fiesta Bowl in 2011, we had 330 calls on the call sheet, potential calls.
Coaches often get a lot of credit for creativity in their play calling, but it's a well-known fact within football circles that a lot of plays are simply variations of what already exists.
Yeah, so I think that's a hard question when you talk about the creation of a football play, because I think it's pretty arrogant for any of us to think we're inventing anything that hasn't been done. I think what we all try to do is either tweak things or put in the best thing for the best look.
For the Stanford offense, play calling philosophy begins before any X's and O's even hit the chalkboard.
I think we all have to start with our core philosophy, who we are as an offense, what plays we do, what plays we hang our hat on, and then how they'll fit against that particular defense. And so then as the play evolves, as it does throughout the week, whether it's how we're going to double team, where we're going to double team to, what have you, those are the little things that tweak.
With so much time and effort put into successfully executing plays, the Stanford coaching staff demands perfection out of its players. But they're also realistic.
Sometimes the play doesn't go exactly how it's planned, and that can be a good thing. You remember Tyler Gaffney's run against USC. Looks like he's jammed up in the line of scrimmage, sees a little color outside and bounces it outside, ends up bending it back across the middle and scoring a touchdown. Now, that's obviously, we joke around. It's one of those things where you're seeing him bounce and you're like, no! And then, obviously, as you see daylight and see the play developing, you're like, okay. So, again, we have plays, we have methods of doing them that we believe give us our best chance. And sometimes, though, you have to count on your players being great players and seeing and feeling things.
Nowhere was that idea more prevalent last year than on Stanford's special teams, where kick returner Ty Montgomery earned All-America honors by returning 2 kickoffs for touchdowns while leading the nation in kick return yardage.
Creating a play on special teams is really no different than offense or defense. Each week you're going to take a look at the scheme that your opponent's running and then try to work your scheme into a position where you feel like you're going to have an opportunity for success versus what they choose to do.
No matter the phase of the game, play calling is an art, not a science. Coaches spend countless hours trying to predict what their opponent will do, and only minutes on game day hoping that it pays off.
So the hardest part about calling an offensive play during a game is not knowing exactly what the defense is going to do. Everything's based on percentages, what we think is going to give us our best opportunity to be successful. But you always have that little doubt in your mind, what if they do this?
With so much complexity that goes well beyond blocking and tackling, how do those that teach it for a living sum up a game that has a reputation for being so violent and physically oriented?
I think there's a misconception that it's a bunch of rockheads going around banging each other up. But the reality is it is a game for game planning and strategy and all those things, and it's definitely not a game for dumb guys.